And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. It's a bummer. We had a little bit of a technical mishap last week, so we only had the audio version of the show and not the video. Fingers crossed that this week we are able to get the video one going too. And I'm just sorry to the audience because, man, last week, just visually, it was beautiful. Like, you guys could, if you're watching us on YouTube, you could see our little sets that we put together in the background and everything like that. I think Jess's wife worked really hard in putting that all together. And old Harry had probably the best set piece out of everybody. My dude had a sewing machine.
So Harry moonlights as
give mom some credit, man.
No, Harry moonlights as a seamstress. Don't blame this on your mom. If you don't know what a seamstress is, go Google it, and word by word you'll know what Harry.
Or
Harry's fucking Spider-Man.
As we would say, Dodgy. I can just imagine Harry. I could just imagine Harry like taking somebody's measurements and then like backing up and then having a couple like those safety pins in his mouth and just like looking them up and down and be like, "Salwar madi tight karna hai," and then man. But
on that note,
man, we got a packed show. Somebody suggested that since we do this on YouTube as well now, that we should probably give the topics up hand. So they said they could skip through the show and listen to the things. We're not used to doing that because on the podcast we kind of just free flow and just talk. But Jess, what are some of the things that we're going to be hitting today?
So, all of our comic book breakdown lovers, that's going to be kind of towards the end of the show. We're going to start the show off with the Super Bowl breakdown. A little bit of that. It's St. Valentine. Actually, we're going to start off. You guys, we missed Fuddu of the Week and Good Guy, Can't Banda of the Week.
Can't Person.
Remember that? Can't Person of the Week. So, we haven't done that in a while. We're going to start off with Can't Person of the Week. We don't have a Fuddu of the Week. I'm going to try to shoehorn Kanye in, but that's like slim. That's fucking low-hanging fruit, right? Like, Kanye West could be Fuddu of the Week literally every week for the rest of the fucking year if we dragged it out. But yeah, so we're gonna talk a little bit of that. We're gonna start off with the breakdown of St. Valentine's Day real quick. Kanye, and we'll kind of slowly transition into Kanye. We'll talk about the game, Super Bowl weekend. It was a big weekend. It was an amazing fucking game. I hate that it still hurts a little, but we'll talk about that, why it hurts a little. And then we have a couple of trailer breakdowns for you. Oh, actually, we do have a Fuddu Person of the Week. It was a toss-up, but we'll surprise you with the Fuddu Person of the Week. And then we'll go into a little bit of the trailers, Super Bowl ads. We'll talk about that a little bit. And then we'll kind of finish the show off on a breakdown of Mandalorian. And fuck! See, this is how much I love Mando. It's Boba Fett. But you guys know, these last... And you'll find out why when we go to it. And there's a reason. There's a reason we're repping this today. Come on.
And
so
then
that's going to be the show. So if you guys
Doctor Strange new trailer breakdown along with the Jurassic
and Jurassic Park, yeah,
packed show.
So yeah, packed show.
Go ahead, start us off with the Canned Person of the Week.
So the Canned Person of the Week. It was Valentine's Day. How was your guys' Valentine's Day? Let's start off with that.
You do anything romantic, Harry? Nice.
That worked.
Me too.
Couldn't do nothing.
That's beautiful. I spent the day with my wife and my kid, so it was good. And my wife said something that kind of resonated with me. She goes, I like this day. It's cool. I feel like we're pressured into doing this because everybody does it. But she goes, you should show your love every day. And it shouldn't be like a Hallmark holiday thing. And then I was like, is that really what it is? She goes, yeah, I think corporations created Valentine's Day to come out of nowhere and you make your money and do this and that. And I was like, so who the hell is Valentine? That was the first thought that kind of resonated in me. So I looked it up because I honestly knew nothing about this. So Saint Valentine was actually a person. So here's what happened. Back in the day in Rome, there was actually a ruler. His name was Claudius the Cruel. So obviously not a good person, Claudius the Cruel. And Rome was involved in many unpopular wars and bloody campaigns. And the emperor had to maintain a strong army. But what was happening was he was having a difficult time getting people to enlist in his army. So not a lot of people like to die in war. Some people do, some people don't,
It's not a popular thing
and
to do.
it's not a popular thing to do. So since he was getting a difficult time getting soldiers to enlist in his army, Claudius the Cruel decided, you know what's keeping people from coming to the army? Their families. Their families, their wives, their loved ones. So he made a decree that since Roman men are unwilling to join the army because of their strong attachment to their wives and families, fucking assholes, let's get rid of the problem. He banned all marriages and engagements in Rome. St. Valentine, realizing the injustice of the decree, was a priest. He defied Claudius and he continued to perform marriages for people, young lovers. He did it in secret, and his actions were discovered. So then Claudius ordered that he be put to death. He was arrested, dragged around the streets of Rome, and then condemned to be beaten to death and have his head cut off. And he was beheaded on February 14th.
Wow.
So that's why it's called St. Valentine's Day.
So yeah, it's like, hey, it's a celebration of love. I actually kind of appreciate it a little bit more after hearing all that, because I thought similar to what your wife, like, oh, it's just a bullshit holiday that's made up. And but goddamn, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's our good guy, canned person of the week. We're gonna get those shirts out there, by the way, soon,
Yeah.
along with Fudu person of the week. So Fudu person of the week.
It's
Harry.
a little bit of a, it's not like the usual guys, because when you put them in esteem with the people that hold that honor, the Zach Stacey's of the world that did fucked up things. So this guy doesn't really stack up into that, but for the sake of filling a Fudu of the week, we had to put somebody. And then I was actually watching a Hindi movie on Netflix, and they say Fudu in there a lot. And my wife likes to watch things with subtitles on. Guess what the English translation for Fudu is? Jackass.
Oh. Nice.
According to
Makes sense.
Netflix. I always thought Jackass, like, how would you say, what would you say is the direct, like, Punjabi translation to Jackass?
Gade di Bondi?
Exactly. That's what I thought too. But apparently Fudu means jackass. So, hey, speaking of jackasses, Harry, who's our Fudu of the week?
So, the baby.
Like a baby?
So,
Yeah.
no, the
Oh,
rapper,
okay.
the baby. Well, I guess there was a video of him getting it. He was on live. I don't know if Danny Late is his girlfriend or was his girlfriend, but he was on live and called her a side piece. He literally said she was his side piece, and he got her kicked out of the house. He called the cops, whatnot. And her brother, his name is Brandon. I think he had just gotten out of the hospital, and was like, he was upset about that. And he was like, "Oh, if I see the baby, I could beat him up. My neck still hurts him, but I still."
Why
beat
was
his
Brandon
ass, you
in
know?
the hospital?
And so, I don't know what he was in the hospital for.
But he's got a
at
fucked
that
up
time,
neck already.
But that's why he went live. Yeah, so he went live and he said that. So, I guess the baby and his crew, they ran into him at a bowling alley. So, the baby did what he does. He's known to do some stuff like that. He's also shot a person at Walmart before.
Oh, I remember the baby now.
Some rappers, they're not just about it in the song. Some rappers actually. So I don't know if you want to label the baby as a Fudu or you want to say Brandon was a Fudu, but either way, and when you're popular, you have security. So obviously, if you try to take a shot at a popular person, the security is going to get involved, or his members are going to get involved. So you won't really get much out of it. So that happened. There, physical altercation. They literally dragged him, pulled him by his hair, dragged him down the alley.
They were
Bowling
fighting
alley,
on the
and then-
lanes, which was hilarious because they were slipping and
on the
falling.
lane. Yeah, Brandon, and that was Brandon's excuse. He was like, "I was slipping, or else I would have had him." And then so after that, he went on live again and was like, "If I had one more person, I could have
He
had
doubled
the baby.
down.
I was slipping." So he tried making up excuses, but so I don't know if Danny Lay is or was his girlfriend, but Brandon. got
Yeah, I think the
involved.
Pudu of the week is just the visual of them fighting on the lanes of a bowling alley.
Oh yeah, if you've seen it, I saw it on Snapchat. That's where I first found it. But if you see it, you can just see them just slipping
So-
everywhere.
A polished bowling alley is probably not the best place to fight. You can't really get your footing there. Is that what Brandon was saying? He's like, oh man,
Mm-mm.
they caught me slipping,
Yeah,
literally.
he was literally.
But hey, man,
And he was still trying to say he would have had him. So I don't know.
with the name like Da Baby, you know, you go around beating up people in bowling alleys. But hey, you know,
I think they talked about the baby on the Chappelle Show special. He goes, this man killed a guy in Walmart,
He
right?
did.
And then
I don't. Did he kill him? Because I thought he just said he shot him. I don't remember. I can't remember.
or shot a
exactly
guy,
if that person
and
died,
then
but
he didn't really get canceled. And then the baby made some like homophobic remarks, and that's when his music was pulled from Apple Music and all that. So
but hey,
you know, the baby's not known for making rational decisions. I guess is what I'm trying to get at this point. I don't know.
and you know that guy Brandon Harry, you know, he was trying to stand up for his sister's honor. So you know, good job by him.
yeah.
Right. Definitely. So, you know, it's just rappers, musicians. It's just, I don't know. You get the sense of ego and you think you can do whatever the hell you want. You think you can show up to a Super Bowl wearing a fucking mask. Like, how, like, Kanye. This is why I wanted you to, I know, I wanted to make you for the week just because, like, I couldn't get over the fact how you showed up at a game. Like, what the fuck?
Look at
What
even the person sitting next to him. Like, whoa, whoa.
That's Antonio Brown's like, yeah, I dig this. And then
Antonio
Brown's
Brown
like,
right
yeah.
AB's still
Is he
living it
is
up.
AB wearing his Super Bowl ring to this?
He is, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Hey, that's gonna be you in a couple of weeks, probably.
No, I am. But so that's not why we made him for the week. So you know, that's when Kanye's just like, I'm gonna wear a fucking whatever.
Listen,
got
did
over
you
that.
guys see anybody at the Super Bowl wearing masks?
No,
I think supposedly they were being mandated.
Really, now
but
that you bring it up,
I saw Jay-Z and his kids. They were taking pictures and they had masks on and stuff. So, but the other reason is like he sent like a truck full of flowers to
Mhm.
Kim's house, and then he's broken up with Julia Fox.
yeah, man. You know, we talked about that a little bit last week. You know, and then now they're not together anymore. Shocking. And I think Julia Fox, dude, ever since this whole thing started, like she's just been making the rounds, getting on like podcasts, giving like interviews to magazines and everything. Like she's just living it up. And you know, you can't blame her. She went from being known by just like people that are fans of Uncut Gems and perverts like Harry to like becoming like a household name.
so you've never seen Julia Fox's pornography.
And then,
No, it was a film, Harry. It was a movie.
Oh,
it was
we're
a
not
fucking
talking about-
movie. All right. She's an actress. But
I-
continue going.
but yeah, so like, you know, ever since the beginning of this, it just seems so manufactured and fake and everything like that. And everybody was like, hey, like this shit doesn't really seem real. And yeah, now apparently that's come to an end. And then she released a statement on Instagram. So on this week's corner of Gossip Whores, she tweeted out. I'm calling us Gossip Whores, not her. She put on Instagram Live. Y'all would love if I was so upset. The media would love to paint a picture of me, a sad, lonely woman crying on a plane by myself, but it's not true. Why not see me for what I am, which is a #1 hustler? I came up, y'all, LOL. And not only that, but Kanye and I are on good terms. I have love for him, but I wasn't in love with him. I wasn't in love with the man. Jesus Christ, what do you guys think? I am 12 years old. I am 12 years old. Okay. And for the record, the only time I cried in 2022 was on February 6th on my dead BFF's birthday. Anyway, if you want the full tea, you're going to have to buy the book when it comes out. Smiley face. So yeah, they were together for like 2 weeks. I wasn't in love with them. Isn't it shocking? And again, this thing had the stench of manufactured, fake publicity, relationship. Seeing Kim out there and you know him doing all this stuff too, like from the get go. Nobody really bought into this bullshit, right?
Well, yeah, because he didn't seem to have moved on either. I mean, you're still sending roses full of trucks
That
to
wasn't
her
it.
house.
He made a
And he
diss
bought a house
song.
across the
He
street
said
from
that
her.
Pete Davidson has AIDS. I think there was more than you
Right.
fabricated a whole relationship with somebody. At this point, does he have like people that are close to him? Like, can he get like? But Kanye doesn't go to counseling. I think.
So,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what's next? There's gonna be like a TMZ video of Kanye just like catching Pete Davidson taking out the trash and beating his ass.
that
like,
would be hilarious, dude. I'd pay money to see that. Like, it's just Pete, like, walking out in, like, a tank top, just, like, fucking putting in the recycling, and then Kanye jumps out of the bushes like a little fucking Wolverine. Starts, like, nipping at his ankles and, like, takes him down and beats his ass. Yeah, man.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, where Kanye was at, wearing a sock on his face, what a game! A lot of people.
Yeah, the game. I have my thoughts on the game. The game was okay. It was highly dramatic because it came down to the end of it, but the game itself was an okay game. Like, it wasn't like, oh my god, like, whenever something like happens, people want to label it the best thing ever, blah 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 blah. This wasn't the best Super Bowl ever, not by a long shot. And then after the end of it, it didn't even seem like, hey, the best team won of the year, because the best team that probably played this year was probably the Bills, like, the overall team. But hey, credit to the Rams, credit to the Bengals too for making it after like 30-something years, and congrats to the Rams fans. How many Ram fans do you know? You said I remember on a couple podcasts ago, you said some Ram fans.
So my niece is a Rams fan. She lives in LA. All my nieces, all my family in LA. My boy Sundog is a Rams fan.
Congrats, Sundog. Enjoy
Congrats,
it.
Sundog. My boy Mo, Rams fan. My boy Monu, Rams fan. I know a few Rams fans. But my main point with the thing was a lot of people, and then some people throw it out there, and that's what you hate about these games, right? At the end was the whole game they called 3 penalties, and then when it came down to one of the last drives, they were just penalty. They
had like 3
they were
penalties
penalty
in a row.
happy,
Bengals got
you
all
know.
the calls, man.
So that you don't want to give people.
PI.
You don't want to give. And that's what sucks, because that's when people start saying shit like, it's rigged, da da da. Do I think it's rigged? No. Did they call some penalties at the end? That's kind of weird after you didn't call them all game, yes. But then at the end, I would say the team that, the better team perhaps did win. But the other thing is the Bengals have gotten everything, right? The Bengals have gotten everything. And you as a Colts fan know this, Harry, very well. You have a great quarterback. You have a great receiver. But it's like getting a Ferrari, right? And then not parking it in a garage. You're going to have to get this man an O-line. He'll be back there. Joe will be back there. He had the record for most sacks taken in a Super Bowl game.
Oh,
So this man was on that
He's
last
making
play.
it 2-2.
Jamar Chase was down the field. Jamar Chase burned Jalen Ramsey all game. But Joe didn't have time. There's a last play. You can break it down. And you can... Jamar Chase, that was a walk-off touchdown. But due to the sack, due to Aaron Donald being a beast, he got to him and he sacked him. Had he not sacked him, had he had maybe a few more seconds, we're talking about a whole different game here. And then Joe Burrow was the last person to leave his locker room. So they've got something special in that guy. And then good for Matt Stafford. This is what everybody's been saying. Cooper Kupp Kupp did some amazing stuff. He won Super Bowl
Kupp,
MVP,
So
Offensive Player of the Year.
So he won the receiving triple crown,
Yeah.
which is catches, yards, touchdowns. He won the Offensive Player of the Year, and he won the Super Bowl MVP. So Jerry Rice is the only wide receiver in NFL history to do all those things in an entire career. Cooper Kupp did that in a season.
That's his career, huh?
This is he capped off the greatest wide receiver season in history, I would say.
Kudos. So,
Yeah,
Okay.
you can.
Yeah.
so
You can't
but
beat
I
that.
think Joe will be back there. The Bengals need to make sure they park their Ferrari in a garage and get this man an O-line, because that was I think the biggest thing. How do you not plan some rollouts? How do you just let him?
And even that last play, Uzama was open, but again, he didn't. He got like half a second, and so overall the whole game in the first half, the Rams were in good control. until OBJ got hurt. And it sucks because the reports are coming out that he tore his ACL. And I felt terrible for the guy, man.
Mhm.
Like, OBJ really got pegged as, like, people kind of were giving him shit like he's Antonio Brown. Like, if you think about it, what has OBJ really done other than, like, that when the Giants were in the playoffs, like a week before the playoff game, him and all a bunch of the other players went to Florida and took pictures on a yacht with their shirts off. Like, other than that, like, he was kind of like how normal wide receivers are mostly. And then, you know, he got traded to Cleveland, and they just couldn't do anything with him. Cleveland's terrible. And then look at that, like he gets an opportunity with a good quarterback, a good team. They made it to the Super Bowl, and he was making plays. Like he literally in the first half when he was still out there, their offense was humming, and they looked like they were pretty much getting whatever they wanted. And unfortunately, you know, like when he went down with the knee injury, their you know, the Rams' whole offense looked disjointed after that. And then that's when the Bengals really started to kind of take over, especially in the second half. Like right out, you come out of the halftime, and fucking T. Higgins, it's like an 80-yard touchdown. And then, you know, like the Rams come back and Matthew Stafford throws an interception. At that point, everybody's like, the momentum for the Rams is gone, and the Bengals are in charge. And then you're like, oh shit, like they're a quarter and a half away from winning the Super Bowl. And, you know, that's when the Rams defense kind of like hunkered down even more. And like Burrow was okay in the first half, and the offensive line kind of held up in the first half, but in that second half, that's when they couldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. And then even for the Rams, their run game, like I think they averaged 1 yard a carry on their run, which
Yeah, Joe Mixon wasn't getting
Mixon was, yeah, like, you know, the Bengals weren't really running that well either, but Mixon had some good runs. But the Rams literally, up until that last drive where Cam Akers picked up that first down to make it 1st and goal, like he literally was getting swallowed up. Like I didn't think the Bengals defense was as good as they were like in this game. And you know, with a high powered offense like the Rams, you could only keep them down for so long, and they kept them down the whole game until that last drive. And there's only so much that you can only hold down Cooper Kupp for so long, dude. And in that last drive is when he took over. Like, they started marching down. Cooper Kupp came alive. And then, you know, Akers picked up the big run to set up 1st and goal. And then that's when the 2-minute warning hit. And then the defensive holding on 55, that's, you know, it was a minute 44 left. That gave them 1st and goal because it was like third and goal, I think, at that point. And then Kupp caught the pass, but then there was offsetting penalties. And then he took a big lick. Like, I kind of thought, like, Cooper Kupp might have been concussed, but he took a big hit when he made the catch. And then, you know, again, that's where people are now saying, like, oh, there was, like, 3 penalties back to back to back. They were, like, mauling the guy. So, yep. And then, you know, eventually he scored. And then the Bengals, there was a minute 25 left, and they had 2 timeouts. This is what I want to talk about. So in the Bengals' last drive, on the first play, Jamar Chase got that 17-yard reception, right? It was a good reception. And on the second one, Tyler Boyd gets a 9-yard pass. They're almost at midfield. There's like a minute left, and they got their timeouts. You're like, okay, like this is looking good. Like, holy shit, they're marching right down on them. They just need a field goal. They have a really good field goal kicker. Like, they could send this into overtime. And then, so it's 2nd and 1. There was a miscommunication. That's the one Burrow threw it away. Remember, like, he threw the deep thing out of bounds. And then on 3rd and 1 with 48 seconds left in the game, that's when they called the play for Samaje Perine to run up the middle. He doesn't get anywhere. And then now we're at 4th and 1. And Jess, you know, you talked about this. He didn't have any time. Aaron Donald was like, fuck this. I want to win the Super Bowl. This is the only thing that's holding me back. I'm going to go get it. And Burrow got crushed. It looked very, being a Niners fan, it looked very reminiscing to the last fucking play that Jimmy had. Mm-hmm. Literally, he's getting swung down, trying to throw it out to the running back. My biggest thing is, these coaches get a little too cute. Samaje Perine on 3rd and 1 with the game on the line, you're giving it to your backup running back? You have Jamar Chase out there. You have Joe Burrow. Sure, he's not getting much time. Call a quick slant or something. Fucking give it to Mixon. Mixon's your star running back. Like-
that made no sense to me either. That was my biggest thing. But
Reminiscent to when in the Niners game, it's 3rd and 1, they give it a use check. You got Mitchell, you got Debo. The Rams didn't do that. The Rams had a 3rd and 1, or I think it was like 4th, and then they give a handoff to Cooper Kupp, who picks up the first down. In that spot, you got to put the ball in your best playmaker's hands. You can't get too cute. And that's what happened. And in the last play, Samaje Perine out there too. Why is Joe Mixon on the sideline?
for what could be a Super Bowl winning drive is what.
Yeah.
Well,
Mixon isn't fucking Sony Michel. He could catch passes.
mhm.
But, there you go. That does it. These coaches, he got a little too cute, and that's the game.
That's a game. And some people, I had a coworker said there was a football game that occurred during the Dr. Dre concert, and I was like, yes, there was. So,
Bro, let's talk about that halftime show.
That halftime show, boys, and we'll play like just a little snippet of it for you guys. But here we are.
It's the one and only Digo Double G. Snoop Dogg. You know what happened with the D.R.E.
Yeah. Y'all know what this is, so can y'all make some noise for my man Snoop Dogg? Come on, louder, y'all, louder.
Top dog, by them all, yeah, I'm burning it up.
So what do you guys? Come on.
Harry, lead us off on this one, man.
It was just, we grew up listening to Death Row, man. That was just great to see
3-year-old
Dre and
Harry
Snoop Dogg
listening to
come back.
Death Row.
Back in like 2000s, man, early 2000s. But it was, it brought back memories. I think that's what everybody was like really eager to see was the halftime show. I mean, you got these well-known, rappers who are like the godfathers of hip hop. You got Snoop Dogg. I mean, there are other ones. I mean, I can't really Tupac and all the other ones, but these are like the living legends right now. Dre, come on, man, you got to give him best producer ever. And a lot of people were saying that this was Dr. Dre's show, and I'm like, well, yeah, he's produced beats for each and everybody that was there. He produced beats for Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Kendrick, 50 Cent.
Mary J. Blige was also out there.
Yeah. Everybody was like talking about 50 Cent and him coming out, and I saw a meme. Somebody was like, he's a whole dollar now and shit like that, right?
Yeah. I think you
But
posted the best response to that
yeah.
meme.
I think you posted something.
And messaged you?
And I was like,
Yeah, so I saw a
you
meme and I posted.
really-
It was like, you guys over here like making comments on the man's weight. You guys aren't the same size you were when that song came out either. He's still. Hey, I wouldn't have been able to hang up there. I would have he would have just came out and said Snoop Dogg, and you would have just seen me fall from like damn it, it was they should have introduced me first.
You have to get
but
stretchered
that
off.
transition from the transition from Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre from top when they point at the bottom. And
It was
50
literally
Cent
like
comes down.
I think I was
pretty
watching
cool.
it, and it was like a different angle. He 50 sneaks out there, just pulled himself up, and then just fucking
Yeah,
did that.
he
I
did.
was like, oh shit! I thought he had a harness or something. He literally just fucking.
No, because when Snoop and Dre were still on top, getting ready for the transition, you could see 50 Cent walking in. Pulls himself
Yeah, so
up
50
and
was a
lays down.
surprise on this one because I think they usually do that for the Super Bowl. There's the lead act, and then they do bring out a surprise. But I think this was billed as Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, and Mary J. Blige, and 50 was the special guest on this. Go ahead.
Eminem though, right? Eminem just came out and I felt like when he came out, that's when it was like that man stole the show to me personally.
And yeah, no, I agree. He's known to do that. There's been a lot of other, if you YouTube or if you've seen, every time he comes out, if there's live concerts and he's guest appearances.
Bro, just to see
He
lose
steals the
yourself
show every
at the
time.
Super Bowl like that, You know, like
And and the crazy thing was he only had one song. He only sang one song. I mean, he came in with
Yeah.
Slim Shady.
I think
Just a little
Dre
bit, you
and
know?
Snoop had 3 songs. Mary J. Blige had 2. 50 had 1. Kendrick had
Two.
1. M had
Kendrick
1.
had 2. I thought
It
Kendrick
might have
had
been 2. I think you're right. Yeah, I think it might have been 2. And that's like the good thing about this. You know, Harry, you mentioned we grew up listening to this. Like I would say, Dre, Snoop, they were just a little bit before us. You know, we were '90s kids, but they were popping
Mhm.
off just a little bit before our time. And then our time, what hit us,
Yeah.
like while we were in the middle of, was 50, was M. You know, so and then for the newer generation, you have Kendrick. So you cover like kind of like these 3 generations where each of them kind of have something. And I think that's why universally, and dude, the whole halftime show is 15 minutes.
You know, I always thought it was
And
longer. Sorry,
You know
Harry.
what was crazy
Like,
because
that.
no, yeah, I was just about to get to that. I thought the same thing. I thought the other shows had been longer. I thought this was really short. But I looked all the shows, even the J Lo or the other ones were all 15 minutes. But I think what it was everybody was expecting, so eager to watch this. It just seemed like
Yeah.
it flew by.
And then that's the thing when you have like how many were there? Snoop, Dre, Kendrick, Mary J, M. You got 5
artists.
or 50? Yeah, so 6 people. So when you
Six.
have
Six.
each of them doing like their little spots like this, I think it flowed really well. You know, with Snoop and Dre kicking it off, California Love. Wasn't it just dope that this was in LA and they're repping LA like throughout the whole style and everything. It oozes LA, and for the Super Bowl to be in LA, and you know, just we're not from LA, but like just seeing like California, man, like California Love and seeing all that, like I thought that was just awesome to see. And then the whole setup with the stage, with the dancers and all that, I think it was choreographed very well too. And I think like right away, I remember going on Twitter and people were just like, that's it, like that's the greatest halftime show ever. You know, people bring up Michael Jackson and Prince. Like I don't remember, I think that that was a while ago. I haven't seen either of those in a long time, or I can't, so I can't.
Yeah. Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Was
I
back in
can't
93,
speak
I
on
think.
that. But from all the halftime shows that I have seen, this definitely takes the cake.
Agreed.
Exactly. And a lot of people are talking about Eminem taking a knee. And at first, I thought it was in memory of Tupac also, because he takes a knee while Dre's playing "I Ain't Mad at You" instrument. But then I read, but I guess NFL was already aware because they had been running that through rehearsal, and I guess it was to honor not honor, but he was following that Black Lives Matter movement, the Colin Kaepernick did, especially after George Floyd.
And yeah,
So I guess they were already aware.
he was up there in the Jordan 3 Slim Shadys, man. Those things look sick.
Yes, they did.
But yeah, like I think that was, it was a dope ass halftime show. Fucking the Bengals kicker was on the sideline during halftime watching the fucking halftime show, and I think the NFL's onto something, man. Like, like last year, what was the weekend? Like they try to switch it up. They try to get like J Lo, Shakira, so like things from the past, current things, and things just kind of don't hit the way that this one hit. So I propose whenever the whenever the Super Bowl's in Atlanta again, we have a halftime show of Usher, T.I., Ludacris, Sierra, Outkast. I think that'd be pretty dope, and because Atlanta has a lot of hip hop talent out there too. Like some of the like.
I
best
don't know
people
how
from
much T.I. will be
yeah,
able to
a
move
lot.
20 years from now, because I don't see Atlanta being up there and doing.
there. Well, they go where the new stadiums
okay.
are. So.
Oh yeah, you're
the-
right. It doesn't have to be the team. Atlanta can watch on the side.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
so,
me just throwing some
know-
shade at fucking Matty Ice for no reason, but
For no good reason.
But I mean, Martha, Atlanta will never. Okay. But yeah,
But yeah, man. Overall, the game itself was okay. The halftime show was outstanding, and congrats to the Rams, man.
congrats indeed. And Super Bowl had some great commercials. we don't have enough time to go over all the commercials. There was a lot of good ones, but we do have some time to go over some of the trailers. There were some amazing trailers. I'm going to go ahead and just share us off with, we'll start off with one of my favorite. Well, actually, it's hard to say what, it's 1A and 1B. So we'll go with 1A first. And here we are.
I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real. Something that they could see and touch. Creation is an act of sheer will. Life will find a way.
We can't keep her here forever.
They find her, we're never gonna see her again. We gotta protect her, that's our job.
Humans and dinosaurs can't coexist. We created an ecological disaster.
Ellie Sattler.
Alan Grant.
You didn't come out all this way just to catch up now, did you?
You coming or what?
We're racing toward the extinction of our species. We not only lack dominion over nature, we're subordinate to it.
Come back.
I always come back.
That's another plane, right?
Not exactly.
Don't move. Bigger. Why do they always have to go bigger?
Why do they always have to go bigger, Harry? But man, fucking, the Jurassic World franchise, the Jurassic Parks obviously, but then like the newer kind of Jurassic World reamps, they've been okay. They've been decent. They've been good, entertaining movies, man. With Chris Pratt just playing the manliest man alive. Like I remember, like in the first one, he's like fucking training raptors, and in the second one, it picks up. He's literally building himself a cabin. And in this one, he's like a rancher, like herding around dinosaurs and stuff. Like, just that's his character, manliest man alive. And it is dope.
So
Go ahead.
who are they? Who are they trying to protect? They're trying to protect.
I think we're way beyond that. I think dinosaurs are just freely roaming the earth now.
Yeah, because that's what happened in the last, I think what is it called, Fallen Kingdom, where they had that choice, remember, to like either kill the or let them die or free them. And then the little girl in the movie, she happens to be a clone as well, so she's like, they're like me, let's free them. And yeah, they mentioned it in the trailer that we created a ecological disaster, because the food chain has shifted now. Like you have dinosaurs everywhere, and so it's kind of like the Fast and Furious franchise now. Like,
no,
but,
I mean the one thing that I liked
ahead.
about this versus the Fast and Furious franchise is supposedly this is the last one. There's that, they won't split this into two films, and then it must be the nostalgia. But you see Alan Grant, you see all the original characters, you see Laura
Dern, Sam Neill, and Jeff Goldblum.
So
for this one.
that's really cool. And that's kind of like at the end, that was a really cool scene because they always have that be quiet, don't move. They've all mentioned it, and like, so it's neat to see that. And it'll be neat to see how this ties up. I will actually watch this, unlike the last Fast and Furious film. So, you know, there's that. I might watch the next one since they've roped Momoa into it, but we're not going to get into Fast and Furious. Don't fucking, you know.
Yeah.
But this looks really amazing.
Yeah, the Jurassic Worlds have been good, man. They've been good. Obviously, the Jurassic Parks are iconic. The first one is, you know, the OG, and it still holds up. But like, the Jurassic Worlds have been entertaining too. You know, Chris Pratt with Bryce Dallas Howard, and you know, if this is the conclusion, Jess, like, cool, man, dope.
It's a dope way to go out.
Bring them back.
Bring them back, all the characters, and end it right. So, another trailer, which this one we know what's going on. This next one, I'm still trying to like. It was just a complete mindfuck, and so we're gonna go ahead and watch that.
Every night, I dream the same dream. And then... the nightmare begins. I did what I had to do. To protect our world.
You cannot control everything, Strange. You opened the doorway between universes, and we don't know who or what will walk through it.
Wanda, what do you know about the multiverse?
Viz had his theories. He believed it was dangerous.
He was right.
I'm sorry, Stephen. Your desecration of reality will not go unpunished.
We should tell him the truth.
Things just got out of hand.
You break the rules. Look out! To become a hero. I do it. I become the enemy. It doesn't seem fair.
I still don't. Like, every time I watch it, I pick up something new. Just give us a lowdown.
Here's what I've been kind of like trying to, because I've been going away from trailer breakdowns and stuff like that, but for this one, I needed a trailer breakdown. So this is what's going on here so far based off the trailer breakdowns. There's a lot of things to unpack. So America Chavez is in this, and you see her character. You see a lot of stuff. It opens up with him and having this nightmare. And when he wakes up, if you look at his hands, somebody brought this up, they no longer have the scars. If you guys remember the original film, he has the hand scars, the accident. So they're like, is this a different Strange who's waking up in a different reality? What's going on? Just a couple of things we're throwing out there. You see, at one point, he's done, he's fucked with reality. And so they bring him behind, in front of this council, and then we get the voice of Charles Xavier, Professor X. So there's that. Now the mutants have been introduced. He's being led by this council of, or by these guards, which look like Ultron. So this could be a different multiple, different universe, where, or multiverse, where the Ultron protocol actually went through, and you have a superior Iron Man, which people have leaked on Twitter to be a Tom Cruise played
Who
character.
do you think's going to be playing that superior Iron Man, Harry?
So it's been rumored Tom Cruise is linked to play this character if it comes true, which is kind of funny because Tom Cruise was supposed to be the first person to play Iron Man before he got beaten out for the role by Robert Downey Jr. or either he didn't take it or conflict, whatever it would be. So there's so much going on, so much to impact here, and it looks like Scarlett Johansson, Wanda, might be one of the main villains in this movie. Elizabeth Olsen. There we go. She might be playing the main villain in this film. So there's a lot. He's broken reality. You have this council, and this council is being implied to be the Marvel universe of they are called the Marvel Illuminati. So, and that includes Professor X, and I think. So they're saying since MCU does their own thing, it's not going to be who the original characters were, because the original characters that were in there were Professor X, Richard Reed, Iron Man, and I believe Black Panther. Black Bolt, and Namor, maybe. There's been different variations of it, right? Namor. Mm-hmm. So this one, they're saying it could be a variety of. So that would be one way to introduce Richard Reed. That would be one way to introduce all these people. But there's just so much going on that I didn't even catch a lot of the times. There's fights, there's different. You see him talking to, and this is where What If's going to play in. A lot of people didn't watch What If. A lot of people did. I tapped out. I'll be honest. 6 episodes in, I'm gonna have to finish that.
I watched it. It was okay. It felt rushed. Some of the episodes were really good. The Doctor Strange episode, I would say, is probably the best one. And then there's also the zombies one, where in this one we do see at the very end we see zombie Doctor Strange.
And then another part of when you see the breakdown happening where their pace is going in puzzles, they're shattering into different dimensions. There's an animated dimension, so maybe they're going to the What If dimension. You don't know what's going on here. That's what's so crazy. So I'm gonna need to refresh myself on that. They said that there's a possible chance this is where they bring in Captain Britain, and
because I think in the poster there's the broken glass and the shards, and then there's reflections in all of those, and people have been zooming in and seeing that one of them looks like the Captain Britain or Captain Carter shield, or it could be Captain Britain, who I think they've rumored, or Henry Cavill said that he wants to play Captain Britain. But if they're going more so the What If route, then it might be Captain Carter from What If.
There's been that, and then there's one of the other theories is this is Wanda's mad, and then at one point you see his magic is red magic. It's because the book he shuts down in that scene is the book of the dark book that you see Wanda take from Agatha at the end of the Vision series. So it could be that he's using dark magic. She's trying to find out where her kids are. So if this Illuminati, this group, is bound to, they're kind of supposed to be the live action version of the Watchers, where they watch over all these different universes. And
it's kind of like what we got introduced to in Loki, hey, these are the Time Council or whatever, and that ended up being a farce for Kang instead. So this is kind of actually the real version of that, right?
Correct.
They kind of make sure all of the realities kind of stay okay.
And that's another theory that's been out there, that Kang was the fourth Watcher, and since he didn't agree or didn't like it, he went and left and did his own thing. That's why his guys was in that Loki series. There was only 3 Watchers, but he called them fakes. He maybe didn't agree with them, so maybe there's 3 left after Kang left. There's a lot of theories, and at the end, when you see her breaking into the Sanctorium, they say she's breaking into this world where the Illuminati, where they're housed there, where you see them taking America and Strange. She shows up at the same place, and if you zoom in on her eyes, there's 2 prison cells. They're saying that's where they're keeping her kids. So maybe that's her whole thing. She's trying to figure out which dimensions her kids have gotten to, because she can still hear their voices at the end of the show. So there's a lot going on. This is going to be a crazy movie.
Dude. And this trailer is, because we got kind of I wouldn't call it a trailer, but we got kind of the sizzle reel at the end of No Way Home. And this one is much better than the sizzle reel. And, I'm hyped, dude. I am beyond hyped like for this movie. What did you think, Harry? You actually saw this trailer for the first time, so you're probably just trying to pick up the pieces. And
the fuck are you two talking
I
about?
honestly don't even know what's going on. I mean,
Yeah, well,
literally
okay.
all whatever you just say.
In what year?
Well, but definitely check it out. I don't. Does he even have more movies?
Doctor Strange?
I don't know of him.
Have you seen Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
He had his own movie. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Remember how last time we gave you
I
some
have
homework
not.
to do watching the Spider-Man stuff? There's your homework. Go watch Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
We're looking for a third person to do
Check
the
it out.
podcast, and
But
so
yeah,
if anybody
as far as
wants to
this,
do this with us,
definitely-
just reach out. We have a. You haven't seen
Well,
fucking
my
Doctor
contract's not
Strange.
over yet. Okay. Wait on it.
Harry, pop quiz. What's the MCU? Bro.
What
I
is
swear
the
to God.
MCU, Harry? What does it stand for? Oh, there you go.
Don't quit.
Okay.
Marvel
Thank you.
Cinematic Universe.
We are.
Let's
I won't
snap
forget.
back to reality.
Forget.
Let's end up on one last trailer that I just dug up, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play the. I saw Guggen. Hey, I don't know if it has English subtitles, right? So if it doesn't, just enjoy the ride. Just language is a visual thing. So here we go with this one. That was it. Are you guys ready for that?
Harry, give us like. Did you digest this?
Dude, I was very little when I used to watch it, but
You
I
were
did used to
watching
watch
this,
it more.
listening to Death Row.
I
This is
briefly-
like circa 1999.
Mm-hmm. So did that make you
Exactly.
feel any way?
Yeah, I think early 2000s. Yeah. I was just reading. I guess they created more superheroes off of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He used
The
to like
He was the
spin in a circle
Tasmanian
really
devil.
fast, right?
I remember that.
Yeah, man. For those of you that don't know who Shakti Ban is, YouTube it. It's, it was a, I was surprised that they were doing like Indian superheroes back in the day, and it only makes sense. Like superheroes are the biggest thing right now. Is the original actor gonna play
I
him?
don't
You
know.
think? How
I
old
don't
is he
think they're
now?
gonna really play him. I think that it should be, and
Original actor must be
Yeah.
old,
Mhm.
I think.
mm-hmm.
Because it was originally played by Mukesh Khanna, right?
But
don't know
who
Doctor
played
Strange in the
Shakti
movie,
Ban
but you'd
originally.
fucking know this. Alright,
Mukesh Khanna, well,
Mukesh Khanna.
Oh man, awesome boys. Good show, man. Hopefully everybody enjoyed a little bit for everybody. Jess kind of teased it up front, but we're actually gonna split the Mandalorian.
yes.
God damn it! Now I did it. The Book of Boba Fett season finale. Look out for our YouTube for that one. We're gonna do a YouTube video, just summing up the whole season, what our thoughts of the whole season for the Book of Boba Fett was, and then also maybe later on this week, we're gonna also do the same for Peacemaker, because those of you that have been listening, we haven't done the Peacemaker breakdown. We just got a couple episodes behind, and we didn't get a chance to catch up. So instead of tacking it on here, we're just gonna do
exactly. So with
its
the
own
Boba Fett,
YouTube
we
video
have the
of that
last
as
two
well. Go ahead.
episodes, and so the season ending, and so that's what we're going to be working on. And then the same thing for Peacemaker. It'll be the last end of this show. So yeah,
That's been outstanding, dude. If you guys haven't been watching Peacemaker,
So
goddamn,
same thing.
you are
Look out
missing
for those
It's a must
podcasts
see.
and YouTube videos. Thank you guys for listening. As always, we are very appreciative. We've seen the show grow, and it means a lot to us. If you like us, if this is something, go ahead and share it with your friends, family, wherever. We're available wherever podcasts are found. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Chromecast, and YouTube. IPTV, YouTube.
IPTV.
On IP. Oh, definitely.
It would
We're
be
gonna have to
dope
buy a
get on
channel
there,
soon.
honestly.
You know, it's getting too big. But
But yeah, until next week, this is Jess, Guggen, and Harry signing off. Go subscribe to us on YouTube, guys. Trying to grow the YouTube channel now. Miles Apart Productions. Until next week, Jess, Guggen, and Harry signing off.